So one of my colleagues from The Blaze, Lauren Chen, was threatened by some weird dude over the internet. He took great exception to her not supporting reparations. The degenerate went on to demand her location and highlight that his family members were active gang members. The latter point alone self-detonates the entire point, but this is a good opportunity to go over the concept of reparations. And let me be as clear as I possibly can. Reparations are retarded. This conversation is happening because the advocates of reparations have made great strides in Democrat areas. Basically, what it amounts to is some sort of wealth transfer or redistribution to descendants of slaves. In order to justify said reparations, people are going to point to the past and how terrible slavery was, its impact on subsequent generations, and of course, other demographics getting reparations, such as the Japanese that were in the internment camps. But the reality is that none of that even matters, nor does it justify reparations. Reparations are as immoral as it gets, and I'll explain why. The advocates of this are often leading with emotion. Slavery is an unjustifiable act. It is the forcible use of one person to serve the purposes of another. It is an act of aggression in its most blatant form. Not many will even dispute this. But yes, reparations are stupid simply because we are so far removed from it. None of us have been chattel slaves and none of us currently own any slaves. It is also an arbitrary point of history because why stop there? Many groups of people have been done wrong in some capacity with lingering effects prior to slavery in America. Deciding to focus on only that moment of history is kind of nonsensical, is it not? But we don't need to get into some measuring contest as to who had it the worst. Oppression Olympics are boring. People's fundamental misunderstanding of what the state is the core issue here. It's rarely even considered because most people refuse to think beyond emotionalism. What the state is invalidates reparations among a whole lot of other things that the state does. The state is a territorial monopoly on use of force, violence, and ultimate decision making. The state is not a producer. All of the money it has is stolen via taxation, or it consists of assets of the unborn through the Treasury in combination with the Federal Reserve. Effectively, it allows them to monetize their debt. Therefore, it has no money it can give you that isn't stolen from innocent parties. You see, if all of the guilty white leftists wanted to reach in their own pockets and then give gullible black people some money, as stupid as it may be, that's at least voluntary, so it's your right. But that's not what many reparation advocates are asking. They want the state to subsidize it in some way. You might be thinking, well, doesn't that also invalidate some other things that the government does? Yes, you're finally starting to get it. If we extend this to its logical conclusion, all sorts of other forms of wealth redistribution and state funding are immoral. That's because they are. The sooner people accept this, the better off this world is going to be. Reparations do nothing but create new victims and uphold the state apparatus. You're not holding the government or white folk accountable through reparations. It only highlights how you fundamentally misunderstand both money and the state. Thanks for watching. Right now, the Rippaverse is in the middle of our latest campaign, Yaira #1, which was written by the Saskas. Head over to Rippaverse.com, pre-order, and check out our first live-action trailer and the latest Rippaverse Studios production, Y'all Be Easy.